I was just watching a video of Shan'Ann Watts cooking, and after a few seconds, I had to switch it off because I just started crying uncontrollably. And, I have nothing to do with this crime. I just have an opinion on a lot of things to do with this crime. And I truly believe that I feel more remorse for Shan'Ann and her children than Chris Watts will ever feel, than any of his family members will ever feel. And, Cindy Watts has found a new best friend in Kim Kaufman. And Cindy Watts, in her own words, says that Kim believed in Chris Watts from day one. I cannot waste any more time. Get my son a new trial. Well, Cindy Watts, your son never had a trial to begin with. It went straight to sentencing because he pled guilty. And that's the difference between Chris Watts and Scott Peterson. Scott Peterson had a trial and was sentenced to death. And when you're sentenced to death and you're put on death row, you get an automatic appeal. It doesn't happen automatically, but you have the right automatically to apply for an appeal. And it's a very long process. Your son doesn't have that right because he pled guilty. There was no trial for Chris Watts, so he can't get a new trial. But like I said, Cindy Watts has found another mouthpiece, and she said in her own words that she wanted this woman, Kim Kaufman, to put stuff out there, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's putting stuff out there that Chris Watts didn't do it. Would you like to explain to me how Chris Watts knew exactly where his family members were, exactly how they were put through those oil tanks? Was he going to say someone else did it and he knew about it but just didn't want to say anything? There's no way that he could be innocent when he knew exactly where his family members were. The autopsy results show that it was his handprints around his wife's neck. There's no way that he could be innocent, okay? And we have Chris Watts pretending to be a man of God now. I roll my eyes, quoting Bible scripture and thinking he can use religion in the way that Lori Vallow does. The spiritual, superficial narcissist. He's thinking he can use his religion, his newfound religion, I say in quotes, to get himself out of prison. And this guy had the nerve to say that he spoke to the CBI agents at the prison because he thought he had no choice. And he thought that maybe his sentence could get reduced. Total psychopath. Total psychopath. How did anyone not spot that this guy was deranged? How did we miss it? How did anyone miss this? He thought that by speaking to the CBI agents at the prison, and he said, because Kim Kaufman is putting out all these snippets of conversations she's had with Chris Watts, he actually said that he thought that if he spoke to the CBI agents, he might be able to get a reduced sentence. It boggles the mind. It boggles. This guy is not normal. This guy is not for real. This guy is deranged and deluded. Why would anyone give him a reduced sentence for annihilating his entire family? Kim Kaufman, Cindy Watts, I know what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. You're going to get a lot of views, yes, because people are still fascinated with this case. You've got my views, but we all know it's a bunch of you know what, okay? The 35C is not going to work, okay? 35C, it's not going to happen. He pled guilty. He signed everything. And there's no way he could be innocent knowing where those bodies were, knowing exactly how they were put in those tanks. What, did Shan'Ann just bury herself? Did the kids just jump in the tanks by themselves? Or did someone else do it and you knew all along? You knew where they were? You're going to blame it on somebody else now? How did he know where those bodies were if he had nothing to do with it? How are you going to explain that, Kim Kaufman? The 35C is a complete flop. It's flopping, okay? No intelligent person with a reasonable brain, you don't even have to be intelligent, is going to buy this stuff. Yes, you're going to get views. Yes, people are fascinated. I'm watching, I'm looking at your channel right now. But it's a failed attempt to pick the blame on somebody else. And I know that Cindy Watts is, she's trying to improve her family image. She wants her family image to be improved. She wants people to think that Chris Watts is innocent, and she wants to be the one that was right about Shan'Ann all along. Well, no intelligent person is going to buy this, and no one in court is going to buy it. It's simply a load of rubbish. He didn't have a trial, dear sweetie. He didn't have a trial. He never had a trial. What he had was a sentencing. A trial is something that happens over a period of time where evidence is presented and you have 12 jurors. There were no jurors because there was no trial. He pled guilty. That means he cannot get a new trial, darling. So, all of this stuff that you're putting out there, like I said, it will get views, but it's all nonsense. Anyone intelligent knows what Chris Watts did. No one did anything wrong but him, okay? And you're failing to prove how you're going to actually get him out, how you're going to get him a new trial. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. The 35C is not going to work out for you, sweetheart, okay? It's not going to happen. He's guilty.